GoPowercat.com here with Camden Beebe, 2023 Kansas State commit. Tough game tonight for you, but you guys looked like you were hanging in there in the first half. Just what were your overall impressions of the game tonight?
I'm proud of this team. Coming in, early, we had a couple injuries. We had a starting outside linebacker have a concussion, and then I don't know what happened to my shoulder. We'll get it checked out tomorrow. But a lot of injuries to start off with. A lot of young guys. I'm proud of the D-line that stepped up and just making big plays. I'm proud of the young guys.
So now you guys are dropped down to 1-2. Tough loss last week. What do you think is the overall direction, you guys, and what's your goal for the rest of the season?
Obviously 1-2 record. I don't think that defines us at all. Like you said, you lost a close game last week. Heartbreaker, but I don't think we're a 1-2 team, and all we got to do is just change our identity as a team and just come back stronger.
And then as far as you go, leadership-wise, is that kind of something you feel like now that you've gotten your college decision off of your shoulders, you're helping that here at Piper?
I've always wanted to be a leader. I've started varsity all 4 years, so I was kind of thrown in the fire as a freshman. But as the years went on, the years I started playing, the more leadership I gained, and the more I started leading.
And looking forward now, talking specifically about K-State and what your journey is ahead of you. Have you had a chance to talk to any of the commits? I know you were at the game last weekend. What was your overall impressions of the K-State-Missouri game last weekend?
Obviously, we kicked their butt. It was a great game. A lot of guys, a lot of commits coming in, so it was good to catch up with them. Austin Romaine, Will Anksia, and Wes. I'm always talking to Avery, and then Jordan Allen. Now it was the first game I've seen him at, so it's just good to catch up with the 2023 commits.
And you were the first commit in this 2023 class. Do you find yourself kind of being that lead recruiter? There's still some guys out there, some names maybe that K-State fans are looking to. Who is one guy that you have particularly been targeting for this class?
Definitely John Randall. Avery's been working on it, but he's a hard guy to get a hold of, so he kind of keeps it low key. But I feel like this class right now is a very stacked class. We have a lot of dudes, a lot of overlooked dudes. So just John Randall. If we can get him in the bowl, that'd be great. But I know we're working on him.
And then just a few more questions. We're here with Camden Beebe. Camden, like I mentioned earlier, you were the first commit. Do you feel like you're starting to kind of be not necessarily the face of this class, but since you were the first guy, have you been kind of taking the reins as being a recruiter?
In the beginning, I was a lone cat in the boat for a long time. And then once we started getting commits in, and then, when Avery jumped in the boat, him being the face, number 7 quarterback in the country or 9 quarterback in the country, he's a big 4-star quarterback. So, he kind of took on a lead role since he's kind of famous. But, he just took on kind of that leader role and that recruiting role, and a lot of guys just start recruiting.
Last question for you here about K-State and their season. Play Tulane this weekend, and then the next weekend they go down and play Oklahoma. What do you feel like? You're pretty close, obviously, with your brother, but what's kind of you think the high point for this K-State team?
Honestly, I think they're going to go to the Big 12 championship. Seeing them in the preseason and seeing them these first 2 games, I think the defense is insane. Adrian Martinez really hadn't got the chance to let it all out there, but we're a ground and pound type of offense. So the offensive line's stacked. The defense is playing well. So really, the sky's the limit for this team.